Well, hi everybody, and welcome to Reed's Reads Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Check us out at SpiderManCrawlspace.com. Well, everybody, I am here, of course, with our buddy Foy Coco as our co-host, and we're going to, of course, go into, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 33, better known as 997 in the Legacy number. Foy! Foy, Foy, Foy! Yeah, I know, we'll get into that. Your What the Hey is very actually entertaining. This guitar solo wasn't last time. So, everybody, what do we have here for the most thing as we continue with the Cormac saga? Let's get into the pros, shall we? So, first of all, believe it or not, this issue actually does a really good job. Now, the art by Ed McGuinness is always a treat. I can never get enough of Ed's work. I've never think I've said anything bad about his work, even since his early days in the 90s on Deadpool. He really hits the parts too. He hits the emotional marks as well as the little quiet ones. The super villain battles are actually pretty entertaining here. And I actually do even like when damage control shows up. There's just some nice little pieces. Ed's got that nice synergy to it. And believe it or not, this issue is actually pretty good. We've talked about the Parker luck, and it's actually interesting here. We actually have a better definition of the Parker luck. As they always said, the things that Peter Parker has interrupted because he has to put on his mask as Spider-Man. I do like the fact that Peter is doing a lot here. It's very character thing. I really like when he's talking with Dr. O and Rand Corp and actually talking about everything that happened. Well, I can't really explain what actually happened with his, with Ben Reilly and the clone. I like the fact he gives the flash drive and everything to her. He even talks about the cancer situation with the son because he knows, of course, secretly that Nitsugi is actually her son. He doesn't know that Peter knows, even though Peter is aware of this. It's actually a really nice little piece and gives a lot of, as well as the fact we get a lot more with Dr. O and actually seeing what she's stressed out and everything. And I do like the fact she even explains that her husband is gone because of death as well from other diseases. It's actually pretty well done nicely. Another couple things I have to say about this issue, believe it or not, everything with Cormac is, and I'll get a little bit in the cons here, is actually pretty well done. I actually like how things are handled between May and him. I even like the fact that he basically turns to Peter, understanding why he's going to leave, and he's got to go be Spider-Man to go fight the different supervillains. It's actually kind of a cool little piece here, and I actually do like it. It is very emotionally charged and everything. But how about the cons? So getting into the cons, it's pretty obvious here. Number one issue is here is I'm just going to say a thing with Cormac. I mean, I have to say the whole little thing, him just being this rich guy. He explains actually where the family fortune came, the family that adopted him and everything. But we're really got to believe this guy has never been married, never been divorced, never has any kids, no nothing. And basically he does the cliche thing like, hey, May, Mom, I've got millions of dollars. Look at underneath that tray there. I'm giving you a nice little $2 million tip that'll keep the feast center going for decades, way past when you're probably going to be alive. Aren't I great? There's also a couple other things too. Even the fight here, the biggest one I'm actually going to have to was the new damage control. I have no problem with damage control, especially under Agent Griffin being more proactive. That's always been a thing, as Spider-Man even talks about. And this is another kind of leftover piece from Eight Deaths of Spider-Man. Is the truth is, it feels like, and some people have said that, including my fellow reviewers, about how it felt like the last several issues of Spider-Man, especially Death Spiral, set up Spider University, and now, oh look. Now we're setting up the upcoming damage control series in a couple of months that's already been greenlighted and talked about. Here's the thing. I love damage control, but I feel like Spider-Man has all of a sudden slowly turned into set this up, set that up, set this up. Yes, we'll have a little character in, but it starts being new to springboard now to things. That's really got a bit of a problem with that. Yep, Fway, we got to go into that, don't we? So let's go into our What the Hey with Fway Coco. Fway, Fway Coco, Fway Coco, Fway Coco, Coco, Swall, Fway, what? Fway, 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 Fway. Yeah, I know, my friend. I mean, I would love for this little piece and everything else, but it also feels like the whole little piece of damage control just have Spider-Man basically is like, I stopped the Jack-O-Lantern who was trying to take out a guy who was being corporate and everything else here with the new Jack-O-Lantern. First of all, I also agree with you. It's the first time ever that he was able to grab the head. One thing that was always a thing of the Jack-O-Lantern, all versions of him, from the Mad Jack, from David Bergenhardt or Terry or the original Mad Jack, of course, that was, Jason Philip Malkindale, the second Hobgoblin, is you couldn't touch his pumpkin head because it was actually a setup to be fire. Even in the Venom series, when Flash Thompson was Agent Venom, that Jack-O-Lantern actually did things on purpose with the fact he couldn't hurt him because of the fire and the heat figure, so the symbiote would be hurt. Here he just grabs him, flips him, and you're beaten. I'm awesome. And who's the guy who also looks like Cormac, who also looks Peter? That's the only thing I want to say about Ed McGuinness. It feels like he had to use the same silhouette on a couple of his characters. All of a sudden, Mac and Peter and the new Jack Lantern have technically the same face, just grayer hairs, and one's older, one's middle aged, and one's younger. Okay. Also, very nice at the beginning there with old Robbie. Apparently, he's not pre-diabetic anymore. Good old Zempic, just like you said there, huh, Flay? I love you. But anyhow, um, yeah, it's got its issues. Believe it or not, it is not a bad issue at all. Believe it or not, I'm actually gonna give it a B plus. The artwork is good. I actually do like the little thing, the family moments. Actually, even the fights with the supervillains. The ending's kind of a little cliffhanger because, like I said, they're really just setting up the Damage Control series. Like I said, I've always liked Damage Control, but I feel like we could have had a little bit more of the story without worrying about Damage Control. And it's basically like, hey, everybody, it's the 90s and 80s. Remember when we used to do something cool and introduce something new? So you go read that comic? Come on, don't you want to read the new Damage Control Proactive with Agent Griffin? I know. Yeah, I agree. B plus, guys. Not a bad issue or anything else. So I don't have much else to say on that. If you do like what you see here, please think about liking and subscribing here. We're continually working on making the reviews better, especially with the multi-camera angles here when the AI is not on it. Yeah, I have that little areas too. If you move here, it follows me, as you can just see right there. But like I said, I'm going to continue to improve and everything. So definitely think about subscribing and ringing that bell every time you can to it. And after that, everybody, I have nothing else to say. I am out of here for the next couple of weeks. I'm on my last summer trip, so I hope everybody loves and everything. And for more news and information, please check out the SpidermanCrawlspace.com for all your latest Spider-Man news, fun, and everything else. And I'll catch you later on the Crawl Space.